Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Jack Talks Bikes, and this is going to be a quick turnaround video because just today, a few hours ago, Ducati announced more details and specs of their brand new Ducati Monster for 2026. So let's jump into it and see what the actual headline takeaways are from their press release. So as we already knew, this bike was always going to be using that brand new 890cc V-twin engine. We've seen it in the Panigale V2, we've seen it in the Multistrada V2, and we've seen it in the Street Fighter V2. So this is just, again, another step on that road to removing the 11-degree testosterone from the lineup and rolling out this new V-twin that they've put a lot of time, energy, and effort into developing. The Monster, as far as I can see, is still being marketed as their core accessible Ducati. It sits below the likes of the Panigale V2 and the Street Fighter V2. As I say, this is the entry-level Ducati, but just because it's entry-level doesn't mean it's skimped out on any specs. It's still a Ducati ultimately. Power is being reported at 109.4 brake horsepower at 9,000 RPM, and torque is being portrayed at 67.2 pound-foot, which is around 91 Newton meters, at 7,250 RPM. Delivery, 80% of the torque is available from as low as 4,000 RPM all the way up to 10,000 RPM, which is a broad, usable spread of power. And the engine itself is actually 5.9 kilograms lighter than the outgoing 937cc motor. So that's a heck of a weight saving. Overall, I think they've hit the target on this bike of 175 kilograms or something like that, wet without petrol, may I add. Wet weight without petrol, which is phenomenal for a bike of this class. Whilst talking about the engine, let's talk about service intervals. Valve clearances are now done every 28,000 miles, which is better than the old Desmo stuff because, as you'll know, with this new engine, it's using a standardised double overhead cam system rather than that old Desmo system we found on the previous bikes. Right, so on to chassis and handling for this bike. Obviously, I've not ridden it, so I can't tell you what it handles like, but what I can tell you is some more stats and figures. So as I've mentioned, the dry weight of the bike, wet weight with the bike, without petrol, so weird dry wet weight that we're reporting on there. It's weighing in at 175 kilograms, which is around 4 kilograms lighter than the previous generation Monster. So this bike, you can tell, is gearing up to be quite a good fun bike to ride, quite chuckable, because the previous generation people said was razor sharp, really good fun to ride. Now it's got lighter. You can tell that it's going to be even more fun, more throwable, more enjoyable as a weekend warrior, should we say. Moving through the specs, it has got that double-sided hollow swing arm that we see on the Panigale V4 as well. Now, the benefit of having the hollow swing arm is that it's stronger and lighter. So it's kind of double-edged bonus with that one. Then we've got on the suspension 43mm Showa front forks with a preload adjustable monoshock. None of the front forks are adjustable on the launch edition bikes. Seat height has been reduced. It is now 815mm standard, which for a tour rider like myself, that's not great news if you're a big fan of the Monster, because I already make the 821 look like a Grom. So lowering the seat height even further, it's going to make this bike look a little bit titchy under people like myself, 6'3". And you can go even lower as well. 775mm is possible with a lowering kit and the low seat option. So yes, okay, so you can get it. I get it, it's making the bike less intimidating for newer riders who want to be able to flat foot. But for taller riders like myself, that's not necessarily a good thing. Anyway, onto brakes and tyres. We're still getting Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4 tyres on the bike, which are stupendously good. I've just put the Rosso 3s on mine the other week. Fantastic tyre still. These are the next iteration of those. The wheels themselves are 17-inch cast alloys, and we're also looking at brakes now. So it's come with Brembo 4.32 radial calipers on a set of dual 320mm front discs. Electronics and rider tech. So this is the biggest changes in the bike, I think. This is some good stuff in here for everyday use. We're looking at a 6-axis IMU system within the bike for lean-sensitive electronics, which include cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control, engine braking control, and an up and down quick shifter. And this is the first bike, I think, which has come out with the new Ducati Quick Shifter 2.0. So this is the first bike to come out with that, which uses a different mechanism to help make gear changes feel more precise, more smooth, and it actually reduces the number of false neutrals. So I'll be interested to see what people report back on that quick shifter, because mine's got the 2.1 on it. And I'll tell you now, you do find neutral a hell of a lot of times on that bike. It also now comes equipped with cruise control and heated grips, but I believe those are all going to be optional extras along with the quick shifter. It won't come as standard. I think you'll have to pay for an upgrade on those. And we've got various different rider modes now. So we've got sport mode, urban mode, wet mode, and road mode, or high, medium, and low. As you said, there's various different bits and bobs you can do in there to tune the different rider modes to your settings and your comfort. The display is now a new 5-inch TFT colour dashboard. It's light sensitive with turn-by-turn navigation inbuilt, which is fantastic. We're seeing that for the likes of KTM. If you want to find out more about the KTM RCR990, click the pop-up button at the top. Done a video on that the other day. And whilst we're talking about navigation, now seems like a good opportunity to introduce you guys to this. This is the Beeline Moto 2 satellite navigation device. It's a handy little bit of kit that has been designed purely for motorcycling and enjoyment of motorcycling. I've done a full video on it. I won't waffle on about it too much here. You can click the other pop-up button at the top of the screen now. That'll take you to the full video that tells you all about this device, how it works, and why I recommend it. And if you're fancy one for yourself, if you already know all about them, in the description below will be an affiliate link where you can buy one direct from the guys at Beeline, and you'll be supporting my channel in doing so. And another way you can support the channel is by clicking the subscribe button just below. Anyway, that's enough of the marketing gump. Let's jump straight back in and talk about design and variations. When it comes to design and variations, it's going to come in two colours. Obviously, we're going to be getting Ducati Red, and it's also being launched in Iceberg White. For myself personally, Ducati Red it's going to have to be for this one. The details and stuff on that just look phenomenal. I just really think that for this kind of bike, it has to be red, doesn't it? I know I'm a big fan of the yellow one because my 821's yellow. I do wish to start putting some more Ducati yellow out there on the bikes. But for now, we'll have to settle with Ducati Red or Iceberg White. And for me, it's definitely going to have to be the red. Now, it's only coming in 2 trim levels here in the UK on launch as well. We're getting standard and plus. And the only actual difference between the two is a fly screen and a pillion seat cover. Availability from February 2026. And its starting price from £11,995. There will also be an A2 licensed version available as well with a limited brake horsepower engine. I think it's 35 kilowatts. With all that in mind, just because we're getting the standard and plus, that is obviously, as I've already mentioned, leaving headroom in the line of bikes for them to be able to produce an SP model later on down the line, which you can only imagine is going to come with better handling from upgraded suspension, upgraded rear shock, a few other little bits and bobs, and a few other options. You can guarantee there's going to be a smattering of carbon fibre and stuff in there as well. But I say all that about the SP model. It would be interesting to see if they actually do put out an SP of the Monster, because thinking about it, are they going to be cannibalizing their own market when it comes to things like the Street Fighter V2? Because they're using the same engine now, producing similar amounts of power, have a very similar nature of being naked sports bikes. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see if they actually do an SP version of the new Monster, because they might want to hold off doing that for a bit of an extended period of time to try and keep sales alive of the Street Fighter. The Street Fighter is offering a slightly different proposition on the road, much more aggressive ergonomics, much more aggressive styling, a bit more of a different purpose really, but ultimately on paper they are both naked sports bikes using that same 890cc V-twin. So it'd be interesting to see if they eventually do put out an SP. What do you guys think anyway in the comments? What are your initial thoughts on this Monster now you've seen it, now you've heard some of the specs? Are you interested in it? Are you going to run out and get one? Will you upgrade your 821 and move on to the new one? Or are you staying with your 821 on that fabulous trellis frame? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, anyway, that's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go to my channel, watch some of the videos. I'll put one on the screen right now. I do new uploads every Sunday and a few of these every single week. Yeah, so join me, follow along, and hopefully have a good evening. Thank you very much, everyone.